Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody, let's go.
Good evening. Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome to the
Pascal Show. Yeah.
I hit the wrong button. Sounded like a munchkin. Anyway, hope you guys all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits, because another day above the dirt is always a blessing. Let's not forget that. Okay, guys. Yeah, I hit the wrong button. There's so many buttons on this doggone thing. You just, sometimes you hit the right button, sometimes you don't. You know what I'm saying? The first time for everything. We're going to do it live. That's what we're going to do. But I hope you guys all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits again, like I said, because another day above the dirt is always a blessing. Let's not forget that. It's a lot of things to be joyous about. There's a lot of things to have a smile on your face about. A lot of things. Let's not forget that. I know we've been talking about a really sad case and a really sad story and a really sad situation, but nonetheless, we still have to remember and remind ourselves that we are very lucky, right? Just to be breathing, okay? So please do me a favor before we get into everything, because we got a few things we got to talk about. I missed you guys yesterday. There was a lot of stuff that went on. I talked about it. I covered it. I just didn't go live. Okay? So, yeah. Sorry. Sunday, there was a lot going on. Okay? And we still got it done. So do me a favor, though. Please hit that like button down below. Crush it, do what it do. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. Please and thank you. If you are watching on these other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, TikTok, Rumble, Twitch, Kick, all of them mugs, please make sure you're following, okay? Or whatever they ask you to do. Follow, subscribe, follow, like, whatever they ask you to do. Just do that for me, okay? Make sure you're following the Facebook page, because there's a lot of things I'm putting on over there that is in article format, that kind of thing, giving you guys breaking news, etc. on other cases other than just Emmanuel, okay? Which of course is a big deal. All right. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button here on my YouTube channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. Crush it. Okay. Go check out my other channels. All right. I just started a brand new channel called Pascal Raw. Just started it. Still very brand new. Go and check it out. Subscribe if you can. I also have Pascal Show clips. Clips from the show are put on over there. So please go check it out. Okay. That'd be greatly appreciated. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Support if you can. If you're watching on TikTok or on the YouTubes, hit that join button down below. Check out my Patreon. And of course, check out pascalmerch.com. We got some really great stuff over there. pascalmerch.com. Okay, guys. All right. We got to get into this. Okay. We got some things to get into. Okay. We definitely got a lot to talk about and a lot to get into. Now, here's the thing. And I appreciate everybody. Hilda, thank you so much for saying that. I really do appreciate that so very much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I just came into your channel. I love your videos. Keep up the good work. This is Hilda from McAllen, Texas. Thank you so much from the big state of Texas. I appreciate the love. Okay. Thank you so much. Now here is the thing. There is just a lot going on. This has been a very, very interesting situation. Also, I got to say this because, some of y'all can just be really rude. Okay. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to talk how I talk. If you got a problem with it, go to another show. That's all I'm going to say. Respectfully. I'm going to take my time. This is my show. You want to go somewhere else? Go on. There's the door. Okay? There's plenty of other shows. Plenty of people that are talking about this case. Okay? I like to get into the conversation nice and easy. So if you're looking for something like that, then go. go to that channel respectfully. Okay? Blessings to you. All right? But don't be rude here. Okay? You will be removed. I ain't got time for it. I don't. So let's get into this, guys. There's a lot that's been going on. And this is very interesting. I said it in the title above or down below, wherever you are watching this show right here. These two have mother-loving lost their mother-loving minds. Now, here's the thing. I got some things to say because we talked about these in pop-up videos, but I wanted to talk further about these things because obviously there's a lot to discuss. I'm still trying to understand what is going on here. I'm still trying to understand what's really going on. Okay? I'm confused. Okay? I think all of us are confused right now because one is saying one thing, another one was out there in these wilderness streets giving the police a wild goose chase, okay? And we still don't know where this young boy is. Let me just say that again, okay? Let me just say that again. And thank you so much for watching at 2:43 a.m. in the UK. Love, seriously, love to all y'all. Thank you. That means the world to me. You guys see, you don't mind when I take my time. That sounded, I hit the drum roll thing, so you knew that was intentional. But that did sound weird when I said it. So I'm sorry. Lo siento. Moving on, though. What's wild about this whole situation, okay, is that they're both lying. They're both lying still. They're still lying, but they're lying in their own way. It's so weird. And then you got like this Stockholm syndrome woman all holed up, and she's like, he's a good man, he's a good father, and we're still trying to find the baby. Yeah, I should be out there trying to find my son because we don't know where my son is, right? With her fake no tears looking ass, right? Saying that Jake is a good father to her kids. Even to the kids that aren't even his biologically. Even though, by the way, I don't even know if those kids have ever met Jake, to be really honest, because let's not forget, she does have children with another man. Her ex-husband, when asked in an interview, said, what? Wait a second, what? She got married? The hell no. She didn't get married. Are you serious? She got married? She had 2 kids. I'm sorry. It sounds like a joke, right? It sounds like ex-husband, was locked up in some sort of cave, and then suddenly out of nowhere, he just came out and saw the light. And he's like, so what happened over the past 3 years since I've been in this cave? Wait, what? My ex-wife has a new husband? And she got kids with it, plural? What? That's what it seems like, right? Just a little bit. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So she sits there and says, he's a good man. Jake is a good man. He takes care of our kids and he's good to my own kids. He's a good man. But the ex-husband doesn't even know the man even exists. So if he doesn't know, then the kids don't know either, right? You think that the kids, when they go see dad, right, her ex-husband, you really think that they're not going to sit there and go, oh yeah, yeah, ma, or yeah, dad, ma's with a new dude, and yeah, she pregnant again. You know what I'm saying? You don't think the kids are going to say those kind of important information? Kind of important information. Don't you think? Don't you think that's kind of important information? Now I get it. Like, who you bumping uglies with after we part? Like, say, you getting a divorce, okay? Y'all part ways. Whoever you bumping uglies with, hey, that's your business. Just, you know what I mean? Just don't bring it around my children. All right? Right? But eventually, when you end up tying the knot, and then you decide to procreate and bring more children into the world, you do know that it would be kind of important to let the previous husband that you also made children with know. Right? But this is still the woman who's out here saying, he's a good man. Jake is a good man to my kids, and he's good to Emmanuel, the 2-year-old girl. He's a good man. He's never touched those kids. Never. That's not true at all. Because obviously we've learned, okay? We have been quick to understand that there's been another case, which we talked about in the other show. So it's not a whole, clutch my pearls. Oh, my word. Another case of child A. Are you kidding me? No, we've been known this. But now we're starting to figure out that the first child that they had together, this 2-year-old, most definitely is the one that this case is all about. Is the reason why they called 911 in the first doggone place. Yeah. They found markings on that girl, I guarantee you. Okay? Yeah, Nicole B. Surprise, surprise, right? Not a whole surprise. Okay? But this woman, she is stand by your man. You know what I'm saying? She holding it down for this dude. And for what? Because that Stockholm syndrome got a chokehold on her? It's got to be. Because it's the wildest thing I've ever heard. They've been arrested. She's sitting there chilling in a whole, they're sitting there saying like a crush blue prison jumpsuit that's really brings out her color in her eyes, right? And she's still sitting across glass. I'm sorry. It makes me weak thinking about this. Okay? But she's talking to a reporter across glass. She just been arrested. Whole world saw that. People were rejoicing. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, people were so excited, they almost cracked out the baby. Oh, wait, hold on. Time out. They didn't crack out no baby. They didn't crack out no baby oil. Okay. But it would have been good because there's a lot of dust and there was a lot of sand. Okay, a lot of sand is like dryness. So I could see them cracking out some baby oil just for the moisture, not for the hibbity-dibbity. But still, okay, people were rejoicing. I was too, just like, yeah, but no baby oil. No? Okay, I'm going to put it down. Okay, no, it's perfect time to, no, okay. But it's dry, okay. We're going to table that. We'll put it over there inside. But people were excited. People were very happy. Rejoicing in the streets about this arrest. This is all seen on camera. And now she's sitting across in like this meeting room across a glass, like a doggone movie. She on a phone, talking on the phone, and she still says BS. Standing by her story. saying that she's going to say this till she's blue in the face or until she realizes that Jake is about to slap it all on her. Okay? But she's still sitting here saying, August 14th, I pulled up to Big 5 parking lot. Little Emmanuel went dookie. I went to the back to change his diaper, and a man said, hola. And I turned around, and I saw nothing. I saw white. She's still saying that, guys. I have to hit the button. She's still saying that. But no, let's not forget all the red that was inside the house, the blood. Substantial amounts of red, they said. Substantial. No, it wasn't like a droplet. Wasn't a little streak. Substantial. And when they say substantial, understand, substantial really means substantial. Okay? That means a lot. You feel me? That means a whole lot. Just so you know, if you didn't get it, it means a lot. Substantial means a lot. Okay? No, they didn't like slaughter a pig or something like that. Okay? For a pig roast or some pit roast or something like that. No. They did something. And yet she's still in this room on the phone across glass, rocking a crushed blue prison jumpsuit that just really brings out the je ne sais quoi in her face and the markings under her eyes. Okay. And she's still standing 10 toes down on her BS story, which they already said is a bold-faced, mother-loving lie. Okay, let me break this down for you guys. Hold up. Let me just break this down for you guys, okay? They have so much proof of them doing wrongdoing that's why they got locked up. Clearly. They even pulled up with a hard drive or a thumb drive or a computer or even a phone or an iPad to their place and went bing bong. Yes, hi, Mr. and Mrs. Haro. Yes, nice to meet you. Thank you so much. But see, now we've been doing some serious deep diving into everything. And we see that, we have some security cam footage from across the street. And she's like, for real? Oh, yeah. So we just want to make sure that this is actually you in the footage. If you don't mind, can we just sit down with you and just take a look over this information so you can see this video real quick? And sir, Mr. Jake, Mr. Otto. Yeah. Come on over here. We need you here too. You know what I mean? We need to see this stuff too. Okay. You need to be a witness to this. All right. Okay. Yeah. Just press the space bar. That means press play. Yeah. Just press the space bar and it'll play. They press the space bar. It's her pulling up to the parking lot. Her falling on the ground. No one near her saying, hola. No one. Not a dumb person, not at all. They go, okay, thank you so much. We just wanted you to see this. Okay? All right. So you still are going with your story that you fell. And somebody hit you and then you fell. Yes. That's what I'm going with. Well, gracias, ma'am. We're gonna see ourselves out. Okay. We're still looking for your son. All right. But we'll be in touch. Several days later, they get arrested. They go inside the house, find substantial amounts of red in the house. You know, we got to use these code words. Oh, yeah. And the lawyers, his lawyer said, well, you know, if something fell and got back up, well, then it sounds like it corroborates the story. I don't know why it sounds like Bullwinkle. That's a disrespect to Bullwinkle. My God. But still, think about that for a second. Shimon, baby. Well, if he fell, it must, and she got back up. If something fell and it got back up, he must corroborate the story. Ladies and germs, you gotta believe him. This is all bullshit. All of it. But a reporter walks into, I don't even know what to call the room. It's not like an interrogation room at the jail, but you know what I mean? The glass, everything, you know what I mean? You got Gangsta's Paradise playing in the background, you know what I'm saying? If this was a movie on Tubi, you know what I'm saying? Is she walking in? She don't have the cone rows, you know what I'm saying? Not yet. You feel me? She ain't set it off yet, okay? She ain't Queen Latifah set it off yet, but she will soon enough. Trust me. Okay? She'll be having cigarettes rolled up in her sleeve, little neck tattoo in due time. Just give it a little bit of time. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay? Her nickname will be like Thunderclap. You know what I'm saying? Something crazy, right? Oh no, there goes Thunderclap. I'm done. I cracked me up. I'm sorry. But she sat down and she still said this. So let's take a look at this. Dear God, okay? Like I said, I take my mother-loving time. Yeah. Okay, let's look at this. Arrested mother stands by story in search for missing California baby Emmanuel Haro. So we already know he remains missing right now. And of course, they're presuming that he is no longer here. After his father was seen searching, which we are going to be talking about in a little bit too, okay? Searching with authorities. And his mother was maintaining her innocence from behind bars on Sunday. Still, okay? Both parents are suspects, of course, still in the disappearance of this baby boy, okay? And I hope that they find him very, very soon, okay? We already know about all this information. In the following days of the alleged taking, investigators indicated that they noticed inconsistencies in her account of the events and said the couple was being uncooperative. Officials also said that the Haro's 2-year-old had been removed from their custody and that Jake Haro had a previous felony conviction for willful child. He did some bad things to Promise, okay? And if you don't know about the Promise situation, please look up my other videos. We talked about this extensively. On Sunday, Jake Haro, okay, wearing a bright-colored jail jumpsuit, okay, was seen in Moreno, which, you know what? We're going to get back to that in a second, okay? Now, meanwhile, Emmanuel's mother is standing by her story and standing by her man. Despite being accused of M in this case, she told a group of reporters on Sunday that she isn't giving up on her baby and that she wishes she was out there searching for him. Say that again. Say word. Houseway. Here's the thing. Before we continue with this BS, because this is all bullshnish, okay? This is all absolute trash. Let me just break something down for you guys really, really quick. They had all this time. Let's just entertain on the idea that the kid was actually snatched from her. Let's just say that, okay? We already know the honest truth, okay? We know that she's lying through a face. She's speaking lies through that hole in her face, okay? But let's talk about this here really quick. Let's just entertain the idea that the kid was snatched from her. Why weren't you ever out there looking for your kid this entire doggone time? Where you been? You've been holed up in your house, not doing a doggone thing, pacing back and forth, freaking out. Oh, yeah. Let's not forget getting rid of photos of your son, getting rid of clothing of your son, trying to erase any memory of this little baby from your existence, from your presence. You weren't out there trying to find your son. You went out there for 1 second because you knew that the news would be out there You had to make a good face at that time. But once everybody realized that you lie, that both y'all lie, you went and hid out. You went into hiding. That's something that you do if you're guilty. She guilty, okay? Him guilty too. But for her to sit there and go, I just wish I was out there searching for Emmanuel right now. Stop it. Stop it with the lies. What kind of crack is she smoking? I've said that a lot in this whole case. I'm like, what kind of crack are they smoking? This is some strong ass crack. What are they on? Diggity damn. Well, let's continue. Rebecca Haro, also shook her head when asked about rumors that she went to the Big Five days before the reported taking, before the reported taking of Emmanuel, and told employees that her car had been burglarized and asked whether the business had surveillance cameras. So she shook her head and said that wasn't true at all, which it may be true. It may be true. At this point, everything she says, the opposite is the truth. Okay? Real talk. It's opposite day with her. All right? So she's like, oh, no, I didn't go there. No, not at all. I didn't do that at all. She probably did. So that theory or that rumor may very well be true. Investigators have not commented on those claims. So a vigil for Emmanuel was held, in Cabazon after the shocking arrests on Friday. And of course, people are very shocked by the situation and all that. But one thing is for sure. And of course, in this article, it doesn't say anything about her like saying that he's a good man and that he's amazing and all that stuff. Okay. But one thing is for sure. One thing is for freaking sure. This woman and this man are absolute monsters, and they're freaking liars. All they've been doing is been lying through their damn teeth. I have a lot of questions. And of course, I don't have any of the answers. I wish I did. Because of course, I'd love to know what the hell is going on and why this whole thing went down the way it went down. But it goes to show, at least to me, that these are two people that had no care for human life, and they didn't care about that little boy. As soon as that kid was gone, however that kid lost his life, that beautiful baby boy, however that baby boy lost their life, there was no remorse. There was, let's delete. Let's do a factory reset on our lives and continue moving. That's exactly what happened here. Now, I said in a pop-up video that maybe this had to do with guilt. Maybe it had something to do with something of that sort. And, the erasing of photos, the removal of photos, the removals of clothes, all that. And I could see that too. I could definitely see that being a part of it too. But it also shows the fact that they didn't do anything, that nobody stepped forward, that they went and corroborated a elaborate story, throwing in hola and diaper in their conversation, shows how deplorable and how subhuman these two people are. And then it's almost like pouring tequila into an open wound even after she gets arrested. She goes and says stuff like this. He's a good man, etc. Right? I should be out there looking for my son. You weren't looking for your son at all. You just had to put up a show. You just had to try to cover your tracks, but it didn't work because of a man that said hola. That's where it all got screwed up. Yeah, the diaper took me out, Care Bear. I'm telling you right now. It was the hola for me first. But when you hear these stories, instantly you're going, okay, you want to believe the mother or believe the parent because you have a good heart, you are good people, and there's no way that somebody would do something this evil to their own kid, to their own flesh and blood, right? That's usually how it feels, what it feels like, right? But then you're going, you're like, but I don't know if I could. But you're sitting there going, oh, bless her heart. But in your mind, you're going, no. Oh, that girl lying. Oh my God, she's lying. Hola? Really? And you didn't see nothing? And then the marking on your face is like a week and a half old? Okay. Okay, well, we'll stretch it a little bit because, we'll stretch the disbelief, okay, just for a second. We'll put it over to the side for a second because, we got to find this boy. And maybe she's telling the truth because we're good-natured people. And nobody would do something this sinister to their own kid, right? But then you hear more stories. And then you hear him go up there and say, diaper. And you're like, oh, good God. I'm done. I can't hold on to this anymore. Even you remember when I broke the story with you guys? I'm not the first to break the story. I never would sit there and go, this is the first place you'll ever hear the breaking the story. No, everyone's telling the mother loving story. Okay. But just to be completely real, but when I broke the story on the channel with you guys, I even said myself, I'm like, we gonna table it. Every time I'm like, oh, très suspicious. Nope. I'm going to put it on the side. We're going to table it. We going to table it. I was fighting so hard. Because for a fact, I want to be like, oh, they lying. This does not, the math ain't mathing. Nothing's adding up. They straight up lying, right? Near the end of the show, I gave up. Okay? I gave up. Okay? I gave up. I'm sorry. I gave up. Because on some real stuff, I'm like, okay, nah, they did this, or she did this, or she's lying and covering something up. And now we're here, back to square one all over again, which is just absolutely insane, diabolical. But then at the same time, let's not forget this. This is what's so interesting about this situation. And it really frustrates me as well because honestly, we need to find this kid. Emmanuel needs to be found. It's frustrating because, I have to tread lightly about what I say nowadays. I see anytime I say anybody else's names, but at the same time, there are other cases where I feel the same amount of passion for, right? That there needs to be justice, clarification, transparency in those specific cases. And I wish I had the answers, and I don't. I really wish I did. I wish I was clairvoyant, really had the skills of being clairvoyant to be able to unearth all the truths on all of these cases. And so far, in this particular situation, he's still nowhere to be found, which is absolutely disheartening and extremely frustrating all at the same time. Because at the end of the day, this case should have been solved already. It really should have. Just like a lot of these other cases that should have been solved already. Regardless of our opinions on who did it or who didn't do it, who's guilty, who's the innocent, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, a lot of these kids should either be home or in a place that they can call home, safe and sound and alive, or their bodies being recovered so that their bodies can be laid to rest in a proper place so that loved ones can properly say goodbye to them in the best way possible. I don't know about you guys, but I truly feel, and I know I don't talk religion a lot on this channel, okay, on this show, period. But I do, I'm a spiritual guy, okay? I am a spiritual guy. And I believe, and I do believe that people are naturally good, okay? And I know that has nothing to do with what I'm going to say here, but I'm that's how I look at things. I try to be as positive as I can in this very messed up and negative world, because it can be very dark. And it nowadays more than ever, you have to try so hard to try to find the light. And sometimes even leaning towards the Bible, leaning towards your faith, leaning towards your pastors or your religious leaders or whatever that may be, or just leaning on something that you feel in your heart that keeps you on the positive, is harder to find nowadays. It really is. Look at the world and how weird and how crazy it's been getting. Okay. Isn't there a strange like alien ship heading towards Earth at like lightning speed? Okay. Like we are living in some weird ass times. All right. And more when we cover these cases, you have one moment where a guy takes out a whole family but spares the little baby girl. You have situations where a kid just allegedly walks out of his front door, never to be heard or seen from ever again. You have a father go and unalive 3 of his precious girls and then runs out into the wilderness, never to be seen or heard from again. Now, I understand that they're circling around a particular area right now with that Travis Decker situation, but at the same time, he still did what he did. Evil most definitely exists. And it can be really, really hard for us to find good in the world. But one thing that's really frustrating is that for me, being the spiritual person that I am, I got a heart. I'm sensitive just like any other person. And what bothers me more than anything in the world is that some of these kids that are not found, I feel like their souls are uneasy. Why? Because they haven't been found yet. Whether they're alive or not, I'm just saying in general, because I know that there's a lot of families out there that are holding on to hope that their loved one is still alive. And I hope that's right. But at a certain moment, that harsh reality kind of starts to set in. And that's the one thing that really bothers me. Like, if we don't find Emmanuel, for example, if we don't find Emmanuel, do you think his soul is going to be rested? I hate to put that out there like that, but that's what I think in my mind. All these kids that go missing. Harmony Montgomery. Yeah, she got justice. But she hasn't been found. Because that piece of trash father of hers, if you want to call him a father, knows exactly where he put her. But she's nowhere to be found. So those kind of things, I'm going, okay, please let us find this boy so that his soul can rest. Those are the things that aggravate me. Those are the things that keep me up at night. I mean, of course, at first it's, is he alive? Where is he when it first comes out, right? When the story first comes out. And then when they rule this to be an unaliving, of course you go, well, dang, he hasn't been found. Where could he be? I'm hoping that we can find these kids alive or gone so that we can put them to rest properly, so that their souls can rest and go wherever the souls go, right? At least it's what I feel in my heart. That's not really a religious thing. I'm not saying like, cause God, mopping my brow. I'm not about to get all preachy. Okay. That's not what I do. I mean, when it comes to spiritual things, but you get what I'm saying. All right. At least that's just what I feel in my bones. But there's something really jacked up. There's something really, really jacked up. When the whole world stops thinking that this young boy is about to be found. All because of one person, and one person only. Mother-loving Jake Haro. Yes, guys. Whilst his wife is doing an interview and saying that he is a good man and he would never do anything bad to any of the kids, never laid a hand on the kids at all that stuff, while she's lying through her teeth saying the story still remains. I pulled up to Big Five Sporting Goods store parking lot, got out, was about to change Emmanuel's diaper, when all of a sudden a man walked up and said, hola, while she was sitting there standing 10 toes down on that story. TikTok and social media went ablaze, y'all. Jake, decked out in a red jumpsuit, prison jumpsuit, took police on a wild goose chase in the desert hills off on the side of a freeway. And you won't even believe what happened here. Let's take a look at this.
Search for baby Emmanuel Haro, the latest chapter in this little baby's tragic story. Police are searching in a dusty, dry field off a California freeway in Moreno Valley. They are looking for any sign of the 7-month-old baby who has been missing for nearly 2 weeks. The boy's own father, Jake Haro, dressed in that orange prison jumpsuit, is in jail charged with his murder. And he was joining authorities as they searched with cadaver dogs in this grim hunt.
He took, I know you guys can't see this on TikTok, but it's just showing footage of Jake taking police out to this, basically this dry vegetation area on the side of a highway. And I mean everybody. TikTok, I'm sorry, excuse me, guys. I mean, TikTok was on mother-loving fire. TikTok, every social media, YouTube, etc., was freaking on fire. Why? Because everyone, understandably, thought that they were about to find that baby boy live. That's what happened. Shout out to Ahmed from On the Tira, Murder by Nature podcast. I mean, everybody and they mama that was boots on the ground. I know they've been saying boots on the ground so much. I feel like that should be a t-shirt at this point. But anyway, boots on the ground in the area covering this particular case. Everybody and they mama was live streaming, watching this, and waiting for the moment that he showed these police where he put Emmanuel's body. And then guess what? Nothing happened. They didn't come up with not one baby. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of questions I have about this. I feel some type of way about this. I'm going to say it. I most definitely feel some type of way about this. I feel. I'm going to hold my thought for a second. Let's play this video. Let's play a little bit more of this video. I know you guys are going to be able to see it. I'll explain everything on TikTok. So stick around or go over to my YouTube, okay? No pressure. Stick around. I'll explain it all in just 1 second, okay? A few seconds here. Just hold tight.
The 32-year-old man was pulled from his Riverside County jail cell where he's being held on murder charges in his son's disappearance. His wife, Rebecca, is also under arrest for the baby's murder. She initially told police that Emmanuel had been kidnapped from her after she was attacked in a store parking lot on August 14th. But police say inconsistencies in her story led them to believe this was all a lie. So far, the baby's whereabouts remain a mystery, even as Rebecca doubles down, maintaining her innocence and says her husband would never hurt a baby.
Which is insane, by the way. She sits there and says, even in this video, he wouldn't hurt a fly. He wouldn't raise his hand to the children or anything of that sort. You know for a fact that's not the truth. You know for a fact that's a bold-faced lie. Stop it with the nonsense. While that interview is being put out, literally, I was literally recording a video, uploading that video at the same doggone time that the news broke out that Jake was being sent out to the side of this freeway with police. And everyone was like, hey, are we going to find Emmanuel? Is Emmanuel going to be found? Is he showing us exactly where the burial spot where he discarded the remains? You know what I mean? Everybody was saying that. I was like, oh, damn, that's insane. This might actually happen. I was hoping that to be true too, but it didn't happen. Police turned around and went back, put him back in the squad car, took him back to the prison or the jail that he's supposed to be holed up in. And that was it. And Bob's your uncle. Pretty crazy. Why, though? Why would he put police on a wild goose chase like that? Think about that for a second. Think about it. Why? Do we know now? Do we know why? Any theories out there? Don't fire off all at once. No, you can. It's fine. It's a chat. But I'm wondering, did he just want to see if he could bamboozle the police one more time? Police thwarted once more again. You know what I mean? I know I said once more again, you know, that made no sense, but you know what I mean. Think about that for a second. Like I said it in a video, I feel like I was watching, you know, because I was watching other people's live streams. I was hopping around, seeing what people were doing, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? I couldn't go live at the time because honestly, I kind of wanted to see if it was actually true or not. Not sitting here saying that I didn't think that was going to happen, but at the same time, I wanted to see what was going to happen. You know what I mean? There's something in my soul, something in my gut told me maybe not. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait. If he's found, then I'll go live. We'll talk about it. But if he's not found, then this is diabolical. And Jake is just trying to bamboozle people and play with people. Like I said in the video, I felt like we were watching a scene from Seven. Like he's the Kevin Spacey. I know Kevin Spacey's got got a stigma attached to Kevin Spacey, but you know what I mean, okay? The movie's fantastic. If you haven't seen Seven, it's amazing. But you know, the what's in the box, that whole scene, right? That's kind of what it felt like. Just taking them out on this wild goose chase. For what reason? Right? For what reason? Now, here's the thing. There's a couple theories. We talked about it in the pop-up video, but I'm going to talk about it here too. Was he sitting there going, well, I don't know where my wife discarded the remains. I don't know. I have no idea. She told me here, so I took you here. Could it be that? Could it be, oh no, we saw something, maybe some data, something like that. Last place you were at was right here. An eyewitness said that you were in this particular area, right? Just seems a little bit weird, right? Why take them all the way out there to find nothing? Nothing. Now, here's the other thing too, because other people are like, oh, well, maybe, and this is the other theory too, maybe wildlife. I hate to put that conversation out here, but wildlife maybe got to the remains. I know that's a weird thing to say out loud, but unfortunately, we have to talk about that too, that possibility. Now, if that was true, wouldn't there be something left? You really think that somebody, an animal would just scoop up the whole thing? To scoop it up and run off somewhere? I mean, I guess that's possible. That would have to be a pretty big animal to do that. But you mean to tell me not nothing? You got to remember, I mean, you know, we've heard stories of other cases where, you know, remains were found and wildlife got to it, you know, so there's a little, I hate to say, like, you know, bites, etc. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay. Hate to say it like that, but I'm just saying, you don't think that there'd be something left behind? Not even a little bit of something behind? And here's the other thing. Denise on Facebook just said there would have been a hole, right? There would have been a hole, in my opinion. Thank you so much for the comment on Facebook. But let me say this too. If that was the case, we would definitely see a hole. But I don't think those two are lazy. Do you really think that they can? Do you really think that they really hit the gym hard? No, I'm not. I'm not trying to shame. Okay, I'm not trying to body shame. I'm trying to point something out. Do you really think that they would go trudge out into those you know, into that vegetation, into that terrain with a shovel and a pick, right? Just to go and dig 6 feet or even just 3 feet to discard the remains? I doubt it. I really doubt it. Bobby on TikTok said family assistance. Maybe. I mean, maybe. But who? His brother's gone. His brother's been gone. So who then? Who would actually team up? I mean, her, of course. But like I said, do you really think that these two people are sitting there just, you know, physically fit individuals? I think that they're lazy. They also have a 2-year-old that they have to tend to in that home. Now, we already heard how crazy they that Jake was with one of his other kids. He would just leave water and food aside for the kid and let him fend for himself. So that's possible. But you also got to remember, yes, let's not forget the Sawzall. If that piece of information is true, they at least did that. If that's true. Now, a landfill, I don't know about a landfill. This could be screaming Quentin Simon for sure. It could. It could. Or he's totally effing with police because he can. Either he's doing it just to mess with them, or he's doing it because he's like, I don't know where my wife put the baby. I didn't do this. That's what it sounds like to me. Because at first, when everyone's like, oh my God, the whole world lit up, right? Every stream, every platform you can think of that was able to stream was literally going, oh my God, he confessed. And it sounds like he didn't, or at least it looks like he didn't. Because if he confessed, they would have showed up. They would have come back with a baby. They would have come back with Emmanuel. So again, the burning question is, why did he do that? Because if he was trying to work out a deal, the last thing he wants to have happen is go to the area that he's trying to show them and the baby not be there. Remember, if he's working out some sort of deal, the last thing he wants is the baby to be gone from the place that he said that it was at. Think about that for a second. Or if he's trying to play that whole thing of, yeah, she did it, and she took the baby here, the last thing he wants to have happen is for the remains not to be where he said it was going to be. If he's trying to tag this onto Rebecca, Miss Hola. Now, lakes and bodies of water that are nearby, that's a possibility. Stormy Moon on TikTok, that is still a possibility as well. But like I said, they haven't really said, or, you know, they've been looking in various areas, but they really haven't said much to anybody, which is frustrating. Here's another wild and random theory. And it's almost like from a movie, you know? Like he's like, yeah, I know where it is. You know, I know where Emmanuel is. Yeah, I'll tell you where it is. Yeah. Police are about to, they load him in the car, all that stuff, and he catches wind somehow that wifey did an interview singing his praises, and so he's like, oh well, looks like she's still on that story. I guess we're sticking with the plan. I don't know where the body is suddenly. Whoops. I don't know. Oh man, oh no. I thought it was going to be there, but it's not. Oh no, it's not there. Damn. Oh no. Maybe. Check grandma's yard, Bobby said on TikTok. I mean, there's something about the grandma, but I haven't really put my whole finger on it yet. Okay. I just think, I don't know. Something about it is just odd, y'all. Something about it is very odd. And I'm trying to understand why he did what he did. I mean, we're all trying to understand why he did what he did, the origin, okay? The reason why they're out there looking for Emmanuel. Why did he do what he did, right? But then it's like, why did you go and put the police on a wild goose chase? Why did you do that? What was the purpose for that? And of course, San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office did come out with a statement basically saying we went out there, we didn't find Emmanuel, and we're still looking for him. It's just weird. The only other thing I can think of, which is messed up, and it has to do with the Sawzall, is that they spread them out. Remember, they said substantial amount of red in the house. Substantial. Not just a trickle of blood. No, substantial. Okay? Substantial, y'all. That's a lot. They were out looking for a Sawzall. Large Sawzall. Why? I don't think the baby is in one place, but I could be wrong. These are theories. Okay. So if I'm wrong, don't at me. Okay. These are just theories. Some of y'all just take what I say like like a scripture. It's not. It's just a theory. Okay. You were wrong, Pascal. You were wrong the whole it's like, these are theories, babies. It's okay. It's okay. Tranquilo. Por favor. Tranquilo. It's okay. It's okay. All right. Just like you guys have your theories too, right? But it still just doesn't make any sense. The whole thing, the wild goose chase. Why do that? Upstream World, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Serenity, thank you so much. Thank you. She better wisen up. He's going to throw her under the bus and try to put it all on her. That's what I truly think too. Remember his pattern. Look at what he did with Promise, the mother of Promise, Vanessa. Look at what he did. He's like, oh, I didn't notice the crackle on her back. I didn't notice the healing marks on her body and the infliction that her body went through, right? I didn't notice any of that stuff. And no, I'm not the one who looked up those things on the iPad. I didn't touch the iPad before he went to the hospital with her. He was putting all the blame on Vanessa. Now we're going to look at the same situation again. All over again. And he's going to try to point blame on her. So she better flip. She better start squeaking, squawking, whatever. She better. It's going to be bad. Now, yes, they apparently have court tomorrow, or she has court tomorrow. I never heard anything about him and his court date. I don't know if he's having a court date tomorrow as well. I'm assuming that they're doing it separate, but I could be wrong, right? But yeah, Rebecca, they both have court tomorrow. Little Jesse on TikTok, thank you so much for that correction. So they both have court tomorrow. We are going to be watching that. Oh, ho, ho, trust and believe. Okay, we are going to be watching that. So make sure you come back to watch the live, because we are going to be watching or keeping watch on that. I don't know if there's going to be cameras inside the courtroom, but there will be cameras outside, I'm sure. This is a huge case. So they're in a huge story, huge conversation. So there's going to be a lot of people tuning in and live streaming from places, etc. So we will be watching that for show. I'm not missing that. I'll be here watching it. Okay? Because, there might be a perp walk. You never know. Okay? Heather, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. I appreciate your up-to-date content. Hashtag justice for Emmanuel. Yes, justice for him indeed. And this may be a situation where they get charged with M without a body. I know that's really disturbing. That's why I'm hoping that his remains are found, because then you have solid evidence of what they actually did. But I think what they did to this kid is a lot more terrifying than I can even say out loud. That's what I think. And of course, we're now understanding that this little boy has been missing, or was missing, or lost his life at least 30 days, at least a whole month. That is a lot of time, y'all. That is a lot of time. That is a lot of time to do a lot of bad. And that's a lot of time for wildlife. If he was discarded the way that some are assuming he was discarded, it's a lot of time for wildlife to get their hands on that, to get access to that. I know that sounds hard to stomach, okay? But that could very well be what happened here, okay? Alsaga, shoot, they've been talking about it on News Nation. Annalise from 10 to Life did a whole interview and talked about how baby had been missing. If you did the math, baby had been missing for well over a month. which is crazy. Okay. Dolores, thank you so much. They are both evil. I love your channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, they are evil. And thank you so much for loving the channel. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Pit Life, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate the super sticker. And Darwarnin, or Warning. Sorry about that. I think he ate him in. Well, I mean, there's some wild things. There's some wild theories out there. There's some wild theories out there for sure. Let me play a little bit more of this, guys.
Authorities say the parents' arrest marks a significant development in the case, but their focus remains on finding baby Emmanuel. Joining us now is Nancy Liu, live from outside the Harrow's house. Nancy, we know, contrary to what Rebecca Haro was saying, that her husband would never hurt a baby, that he's been found guilty, convicted of hurting a baby in the past.
Yes, he does have quite a record when it comes to children. Now, the sheriff's department is telling us that the most recent search, though, that involved Jake Haro, it has concluded, and they did not find any remains. Behind me, you can see the memorial that's been growing for baby Emmanuel. People are just compelled coming here, dropping off bears and toys. And here is the house, Elizabeth. Earlier authorities had searched it thoroughly as well, removing all kinds of evidence, but not finding any remains. So the investigation to find baby Emmanuel continues. 32-year-old Jake Haro and his 41-year-old wife, Rebecca, they're being held at separate facilities in Riverside County, arrested at their home on Friday, and both expected to make first court appearances tomorrow. The most recent search focused on some hills and fields in Moreno Valley, just south of the family home. Now, there was a jailhouse interview, Elizabeth, with the Southern California news group. Baby Emmanuel's mother, stuck with her kidnapping claim, appeared to be tearful. Rebecca Haro said, "I want to be out looking for my baby. I will not give up. I will not give up on my baby." She also says she knew of Jake Haro's previous child cruelty case when they married 4 years ago, claiming he's a good dad. He would never hurt a baby.
I mean, it's the dumbest thing I have ever heard. I know you guys didn't hear it on TikTok, but they're just repeating the stuff that we just talked about already. But I just think it's absolutely insane that she is still sitting there going, saying, I want to be out there looking for my baby. I will not give up. I will not give up on my baby. He's a good dad. He would never hurt a baby. Now, excuse me, that's just weird. Unless she's in this weird land of denial, like she can't believe that all the events led up to this moment, and that maybe her mind is completely cracked. That's possible too. I mean, the things that they did to this kid would definitely break any of the hardest of people. Real talk. You know how it is. When you hear these stories of men, men and women that are in this line of duty, that it'll be like a crime scene so horrific that it made the toughest men break down in tears. You see what I'm saying? Maybe there's something here that just made her snap. That's possible. That's possible. But I think they're both. We just said that. The Shack lady just said he's a habitual liar. I think that they both are. That's why I said they both lied again. They're both lying again. He took them out on a wild goose chase on the side of a highway. For what reason? I still don't know. They haven't really. Police have been really playing so much close to the chest that it really bothers me. It really irks my soul, because you wish that they'd be a little bit more transparent, but they haven't been saying anything to the general public, which I'm hoping at some point there's a press conference and they at least tell the public what's really going on here. But you know for a fact in the trial, because there will be a trial, we will learn about what actually happened out there in that grass on the side of the road where Jake took them out there and led them to nothing, right? So again, you got a lot of people who are just straight up liars, or you got two people that are lying a lot. That's what I'm trying to say. Emily Parker, thank you so much. Parkinson, thank you so much for gifting one membership. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, Natalie, on TikTok, you don't go take them out even for a wild goose chase if you haven't confessed. That's the other thing too. So it does make you wonder that, okay, let's play that. Let's play that possibility, Natalie. Let's talk about that, Natalie, on TikTok. Thank you so much for that comment. Here's the thing. What if he said, yeah, I did it and I know where I put him, right? And then he went out there and he's like, well, wait a second. Maybe, he didn't find the baby. That he put it there, but the baby got moved. Wildlife, etc. That's possible. That is very possible. But I will say this though. The police did not go back. The police did not go back, y'all. They didn't go back to the spot. They didn't sit there and go, okay, let's take him back to the prison. Okay, you gave us information. Now, now we got to do our search. We haven't heard or seen any of the police, helicopters, people was combing the hills or anything of that sort. They haven't even gone back there. So if he was to confess and he says, yep, that's where I know where it is, he'd be right here. Oh, wait, I don't know where he went. This is crazy. You'd think that they would stick around, right? You'd think that the police would say, okay, let's stick around, drive his ass back. We gonna start circling this area. The kid's in this area. Guys, he just doesn't remember exactly where he discarded his remains. Or maybe an animal picked it up and ran off with it, but maybe it's not gonna be too far away. Maybe it's just nearby, right? So then they'd be combing that area like crazy. But we're not seeing that. They didn't do that. They picked his ass up, took his ass back to prison, and now they're, I guess, at square one all over again. So if he was to confess, why would he if he was to confess, why would he take them on a wild goose chase like that? To come up with nothing, guys. Nothing. Zero, zilch, nada, nothing. Sandwich, you said they could be let out tomorrow. Hell no, they're not going to get let out tomorrow. Nah, they ain't. Okay? They're not. The classic one. Because he's loco, Pascal. Because he's loco. He might be, yeah, he's definitely crazy. We already know he's crazy. Okay? And she's crazy too. There will not be a bond. They will be denied bail like a mug. And if they do get bail, I will lose my mind. Because these two monsters should not be let go. Should not be let out. I definitely see them being flight risks, without a doubt. Nah, keep them locked up. Keep them exactly where they are. Okay? Carmen Eyes, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. Her eyes have secrets in them. Yeah. I mean, you could definitely see it. She's lying. She's crazy. She's crazy. I feel bad for her other kids too. Val, thank you so much for the love. His arm looked misshaped in the pic with his mom, who is sitting with him smiling. Yeah, yeah. There's some photos that I'm questioning. There's definitely some photos where that I'm questioning like crazy. But like I said, we don't have timelines on some of these photos. And again, shout out to Strategic Eyes, True Crime with Strategic Eyes. He came up, he kind of had a theory that I a lot of people got upset about it, but it's like, hey, he was just exercising a theory, The theory is not a bad theory. It could possibly be true, because some of those photos, he doesn't look like he's, like the light in his eyes are gone. If you get what I'm saying. So it's a theory. It could be wrong, but it could be right too. You know what I mean? Shout out to Strategic Eyes. But like I said, we all have our theories. Okay. And again, with that, I mean, come on now. Some of those photos are creepy looking. Some of those photos look, I don't know. Like I said, no light behind the eyes or light in the eyes, if that makes any sense. But, like I said, we'll see what happens. Mary, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you so, so very much. But yeah, guys, I mean, like, you hear these situations, you see what Jake did, and then you wonder, why would he do something like that? Why would he do that move? Why would he make a move like that? That just doesn't make any earthly sense. But you hope that over time, hopefully, I mean, okay, let me just say this. I'm thinking that tomorrow may be a moment where Rebecca or Jake finally let it settle in that they are definitely going to be behind bars for a very, very long time. That they're not just sitting there running with this BS story forever. That eventually, as they hear the gavel strikes, right? That one of them is like, oh my God, this is real. I'm going to be up here locked up for a very, very, okay, come here. We got to work something out. I know where he is. I know exactly where he is. No, not a lie. I know exactly where he is. Work a deal for me. Work out a deal. I can't be locked up for life. And let's not forget, some of these guys, or they could be looking at the DP, y'all. They could be looking at the DP. The ultimate price for what they did to this baby boy. You really think they're going to sit there and go ahead, come on. I can't wait to meet Mr. Sparky. No, I don't think Rebecca's cool with that. I think Rebecca, I would hope, because she's still in Delulu land. She's still swimming in the land of Delulu right now. With her being like, he's a good man. He's a good man. Right? With all that BS. But you think that as the gavel strikes, she wakes up and goes, oh, my damn. Oh, I can meet Sparky. No, I don't want to do it. Come on, let's hook it up. Hook it up. Come on, man. Let's get a deal. Help me out. You think? I think that's what's going to happen. I think. He's been in prison before. This is normal for him. Okay? He's used to dropping the soap. Her, not so much. Like I said, she either going to handle this situation like Orange is the New Black, showing up with the cornrows, with the neck tattoo, the prison neck tattoo, all right, with the cigarettes rolled up in her sleeve, and everybody going to be calling her Thunderclap. Literally. Here comes Thunderclap. Oh, she's dangerous. She's crazy. Wait for it. You really think she's going to want to be meeting Mr. Sparky? I doubt it, guys. I'm sorry, Thunderclap. I'm sorry, Megaphone. I'm sorry. Okay, but thunderclap. Okay. And he said, hola. Like, I'm just saying, like, oh, dear God. Dear God. That's a real thing. The man who said hola. Literally, it's like the title to a movie or something. You know what I mean? The man that knew nothing. You know what I'm saying? The man with one red shoe. Wasn't that a movie? Oh my damn, that was a movie. Yeah, that was a movie. Oh my God. But you know what I'm saying? It just sounds like the title to a doggone movie. You know? What is it? The man that said hola. Starring Susan Sarandon and Michael J. Fox. Does he still act? He does, but you know what I mean. Okay. I'm just saying. I don't know why Susan. Is Susan Sarandon? Is she still acting? That's such a left turn. But moving on, okay? But you know what I mean, all right? The man that said hola. You know what I mean? No one can see this? No one can see what I'm seeing here? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'll just be Mr. Random. That's fine. Make me feel ostracized. No, it's cool. You don't have to agree with me. It's okay. Just make me feel like a piece of trash. Thank you. That just made my day. We're going to continue.
Continues for the remains of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. His parents remain in jail, arrested for his murder this week, and his father here in the red jumpsuit was seen out with investigators. NBC4's Karma Dickinson live near the family's home in Cabazon with an update now on the search. Karma?
Hi there behind me. You can see how the community has really responded to this news that little baby is now presumed dead. He has not yet been found. But in just the last week, the memorial, the outpouring of support for him has really just grown exponentially, with so many people in the community asking that one central question: where is baby Emmanuel? The search for now presumed dead baby Emmanuel Haro spans across county lines. This weekend, authorities searched for him along the 60 freeway in Moreno Valley, accompanied by cadaver dogs.
They even had cadaver dogs out there, guys. Okay? They even had cadaver dogs out there. So if the cadaver dogs went out there and didn't sniff and smell anything, then yeah, the cops aren't going to stick around for that. If there's no scent or any presence of a remains anywhere, you really think that they're going to waste their time being in the hills over there? Okay. Like, I really think that they're playing with 5-0. And I don't know why Jake is doing that. Because, see, here's the thing. I don't think Rebecca is here going, he, ha, ha, ha. You know what I'm saying? I really think that they had a plan and she's trying to stick to hers. Okay? She a bottom B. Okay? If you haven't seen Hustle and Flow, look it up. But okay, she a bottom B. All right? She ride or die. Thank you very much. She ride or die. Period. So I think it was, if anything happens, if we ever get split up, stick to the story. Say the kid was taken, big 5, hola, knocked out, you woke up, he was gone. Keep to that story. Don't change it for nothing. Okay, baby? And she's like, okay. But then he did whatever the hell he's doing, which makes no sense. Unless it's his whole plan to double cross his own wife. Hey, stick to the plan. If we get arrested, if anything goes down, stick to the plan. What's the story, baby? Okay, I pulled up. It's a big 5. And then a guy, I came out, went out to the back of the car. Pulled out Emmanuel to change his diaper. That's right, baby. And then what else happened? And then a man came up, tapped me on the shoulder and said, hola. And then what'd he do? And then he hit me in the face and I knocked out and I fell to the ground. And then when I came to, he was gone. And baby Emmanuel was gone. Exactly. It says, you got it, baby. You just stay right there with that story. Stay with it. Okay? Stay with that story. Don't change nothing. Okay? When you get there, because if they don't find the body, they can't tag us for nothing. You feel me? They can't. So stay true to the story. Do not stray from the story. Okay? Okay, baby. You're a good father. Right? And then his whole plan is, okay, I got that girl on lock. Ain't no way she's going to change her story. Bet. I don't know where she buried the baby. I had nothing to do with that. I came home, baby was gone. Went to the football game, baby was gone. My wife is the last person to see our son alive. Why are you looking at me like I have something to do with it? How dare you come to my face and say that I have something to do with this just because of my track record, just because I've done this to kids in the past, because I'm violent with kids. How dare you think that? I have nothing to do with this. I think she put the baby over here. Maybe she put it over here. She did say something about pulling over to the side of the road because of car issues or something like that. Maybe we go over there and check it out. Let me take you over there. Okay? Let me take you. Let's take it over there. Let's go over there and check it out for ourselves. Wow, it's not here. I'm surprised. I figured this would be a spot where my wife discarded the baby. I don't know. I wasn't here. I was at the football game. I just figured she may have driven by here and just discarded Emmanuel somehow. I don't know. This is all a big surprise. Like I said, that could be what it is. Let's not forget what he did to promise and his wife Vanessa. Oh, I didn't look up things on my iPad. Those things that were researched happened before we went to the hospital. I was asleep. The crackle on her back did not happen when I was bathing her. I actually accidentally slipped out of my hands and fell on the sink. On her chest. Not her back. I don't know. You might want to ask my wife what she did. I have nothing to do with that. I was asleep. I woke up and I felt a crackle on her back. That's it. Literally, this is the same MO. Possibly. Like I said, possibly. It may be nothing. It may be something. But it's weird for them to let him come out, point them in a direction where there's nothing there. That seems weird. Mind you, they both walked into, okay, allegedly, they both walked into a hardware store, okay, like a Home Depot, looking for a large Sawzall. Now, if that is true, they both were there, okay? They both were there with a baby, with a baby stroller. Now, the question is, if that is true, they both were planning on doing something with that Sawzall. And was the baby really alive at that time in the stroller? They could have been carrying around this baby unalive for a little bit just to keep up with appearances. And then just kept lying about how, oh, he hasn't been vaxxed. He hasn't gotten the poke yet. Therefore, you see what I'm saying? So y'all, this is some messed up stuff. Messed up stuff. This is one, it's kind of like the Brian Kohberger case, where you just can't wait for justice to slam the hammer of justice on these two. And it's going to be an amazing moment. I mean, obviously it'd be more amazing when we're able to find the baby, when we're able to find the baby's remains. Obviously, that's what I'm hoping for as well. We'll see what happens though. Emily, thank you so much. Thank you so much for gifting 5 new memberships. That's 6 in total. Thank you so much. And please, guys, in the chat, if you're watching on the tubes and all that, please go and just give Emily some heart emojis, purple heart emojis in the chat. That'll be greatly appreciated. All right. Thank you so much for gifting 6 in total. Welcome to the family, all 6 of you guys. Again, not everybody is able to get gifted. Okay. But if you want to support the channel, by all means, hit that join button down below and become a member. Okay. But it is what it is. This is her way of letting him know she isn't snitching. That's why I mean by, what if he really was pulling, like they were really going out there? He's like, I'm going to show you. I'll show you where he is. Fine. I'll show you where he is. And then he catches wind that, oh, your wife did a interview. She's still out here saying that, what if he found out en route, on the way out the door? Yo, your wife just did an interview and she's still saying that he was taken from her at Big 5, right? Maybe? You see what I'm saying? Maybe he just looks like, whoa, wait, never mind. We gonna switch it up. Nah, I don't know where it is, man. Sorry, bro. I don't know where. Nah, I didn't see it, bro. I don't know where he is. I thought he was gonna be right here, but oh no, he's not here. You see what I'm saying? So that's still a possibility too. I know that sounds crazy and it sounds like something that you see in a movie, like natural born killers type stuff or something like that. But at the same time, maybe, you know what I mean? Because we don't have the answer yet, right? We don't have the answer. I wish we did, right? He's also letting her know he isn't talking. This is their way of communicating. Maybe, but that is quite the production, right? To go all the way out there just to show that he isn't talking. He had to say something to inspire them to shackle him up, get him in a squad car, and drive him all the way over here. You see what I'm saying? He had to have said something to get them over there, right? KCal reported something about them being released tomorrow. Oh, dear God. I'm going to look that up real quick, okay? Oh, dear God, I hope it's not true. Thank you, Pascal. Oh, wait, Melody, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. Thank you, Pascal, for doing an awesome job coverage. RIP, baby Emmanuel. They should not be allowed to see the light of day, those monsters. I agree 110%. I absolutely agree 110%. But let's see. Was it an article? Hold on. Who said that about KCal again? Hold on. Let me look. Who made that statement? Oh, okay. Tiana, was that a YouTube video or was that a article where they said that? Watch it today on YouTube. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Let me see. KCal. Let's take a look.
New developments tonight in the search for a missing baby in the Inland Empire. We now know his mother, who is currently in jail on suspicion of murder, maintains her child was kidnapped. Fox 11's Nick Garcia is live in downtown Riverside with what could be next in this investigation.
Oh,
Nick?
This might be it.
Right, Susan. Good evening. Well, Rebecca Haro is behind bars in that jail here in Riverside right now. The Riverside District Attorney's Office says a decision on filing has not been made yet, but we know that Rebecca and Jake Haro both face that count of murder. If those charges are filed, they could appear in court here tomorrow. It's a case that has captured national attention. The disappearance of infant Emmanuel Haro.
I just want to point this one more thing. Huge production of police out there with Jake. Like it wasn't just like, two cops out there. It was a bunch of cops. You see what I'm saying? A bunch of cops went with him to this area. Right? That's serious. And then came up with nothing. Why would he do that? Now, what it is what it is just said, but it is what it is said, it's a good point. Maybe it was a signal to her being like, hey, I ain't saying nothing. But what would it make him say? What was being said to police that would get them all the way out there, right? Now, Locked and Loaded just said this too. Distraction, in my opinion, maybe a distraction, because that is some crazy. That's terrifying, guys. You see what I'm saying? That's terrifying. So I don't know. It's interesting. Let's continue here. But that whole production, he had to have said something to make them motivate that deep. Okay, they were mob deep up in this bee's nigh. Okay, deep, and they came up with nothing. Just so weird. Why would he do that? That makes the situation for him worse, right? At the end of the day, this makes it much worse for him, for the charges and the severity of his sentence when he is found guilty, which he will be found guilty of whatever harsh charge that he gets. Because he's not only going to get M with malice, he's going to get more. He's going to get it. It's going to be worse than this. I guarantee you that. But he's willing to risk it all. So that's interesting.
Last week, his parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro, were arrested for murder. Now Rebecca is speaking out from jail. She spoke with the Southern California News Group, insisting her baby was kidnapped, saying, quote, I want to be out looking for my baby.
Okay, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because we already heard about that BS as well.
Seen here in an orange jumpsuit, was brought by San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies to help look for Emmanuel's body near the 60 freeway in Moreno Valley. The body was not found, but detectives do believe the baby is dead. Sunday night, a growing memorial outside the Haro home in Cabazon.
Beautiful that baby Emmanuel gets the support. It's very unfortunate that he wasn't able to get it while he was still here.
Concerned community members have gathered several times since baby Emmanuel's disappearance, hoping he will be found. As of Monday afternoon, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department has not located the boy's body. Certainly the question on everyone's mind, where is baby Emmanuel? Again, if those charges are filed, we're keeping a close eye on it. If they're filed, they do expect to see them appear in court here in Riverside tomorrow. In the meantime, though, both Jake and Rebecca Haro are being held without bail.
Okay, so I guess that wasn't that video, but still, it was good to hear that anyway. That clearly these charges are going to stick. So again, I'm kind of curious about what the outcome is going to be, but they're not going to get bail. She could possibly get bail, but he won't. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Tiana. I'm looking. I'm seeing what's up. Hold on. Where did you send it? Where did you send it, Tiana? Yeah, in that video, there's a lot of searchers there for sure. But at the same time, as soon as they found out that he was like, oh, the baby's not there, then they just wrapped everything up and they kicked rocks. Okay. Hold on. One second, y'all. Could it be
But
this?
still no sign of baby Emmanuel. His parents sit in jail accused of murdering the 7-month-old boy. But as KCAL's Joy Benedict reports, the remains, if they're not found soon, his parents may be released.
Oh, wait a second. That is insane. Hold on. Wait, what? So if they don't find his remains, then they could get released? No, they shouldn't be able to. If they believe and they have evidence, enough evidence to prove that these two indeed unalive their child, then if there's substantial amount of red, you got to be kidding me. Judge can't sit there. Oh my God. The judge better not be like, well, given the fact that there is no remains, since there is no remains, there is no crime. So therefore, the Haros can go back home, dismissed. I hope it's not like that. And I don't know why it was Foghorn Leghorn, but you know what I'm saying? What the hell? I said, it's adjourned, baby. Like, what is going on here? That makes no sense. You can still get charged even if there is no remains, y'all. We all been savvy to that. We've all been savvy to that, right? But you ain't wrong. The class is one, okay? You never know. I'm gonna repeat that again because say that again. Houseway.
But as KCAL's Joy Benedict reports, the remains, if they're not found soon, his parents may be released.
Oh, let me say, I'm sorry for pausing this again, but do you realize how much trouble they're going to be when they get out? If they were to get out, okay? Do you realize how much trouble they're going to be when they get out? They're going to have to turn their home into a freaking fortress. There's going to have to be surveillance and police 24/7 surrounding their home. People are going to be there's some crazy people out here in these streets, okay? And they're willing to do whatever it takes. So, this is going to be bad for them if they get out. Do you realize how angry some people are going to be? You know, I'm just going to be yelling on a microphone out of anger. There's people that are going to go out of their way to go to that house. Oh, no. You already see all the people out here putting up, and I think it's lovely, honestly, with all the stuffed animals and toys and all that, and just showing love for Emmanuel. You don't think all these people are going to come back? You really don't think these people are going to come back? If they get released, this is going to be bad. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
Another day of heartache in this Capizon community as strangers dropped off flowers and stuffed animals outside the home of Emmanuel Haro. The 7-month-old boy first reported kidnapped by his mother and now believed to be dead.
I feel like this is a huge tragedy, and I feel like that baby was failed.
Emmanuel's parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro, were both arrested at their home on Friday for murder. This after 8 days of searching for the infant. On Sunday, the search continued. The child's father, dressed in a jail uniform, joined law enforcement along the 60 freeway near Beaumont, searching for something. Deputies say they were looking for a body, but none was found.
Kind of hard when neither one of them is speaking out.
Hopefully that gives them some leads and stuff like that, and they find the baby.
But as
this is insane. Do you understand? Do you understand how insane this is? Like, if there's a possibility that they actually could walk solely because they haven't found remains of this baby boy. Holy cow. Hence the reason why she's sticking so hard to her story. They've watched way too many a true crime story, or listened to way too many true crime podcasts, or they watch too many episodes of Snapped or something of that sort, to the point they're like, see, See, baby, you just, okay. He's rubbing her shoulders. Come on, baby. You just got to stick to the story. Stick to the story. Don't ever stray from the story. Okay? Okay, you said hola. You said hola. Hola, hola, hola. You said it. He said hola. Then that's fine. Just stick to the story, baby. He said hola now. Okay? He said hola. 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 And what happened after that? He hit me in the face, and then I came to, and Emmanuel was gone. I don't know why she has an accent, but you know what I mean? And he's like, that's right, baby. That's right. All right? That's exactly what it is. This is crazy, guys. I hope the judge, because here's the thing, then that means that prosecution has to come up with the evidence. They have to present the evidence saying, yo, there was substantial red in the house. There was this, and this. The boy is nowhere to be found. Here's footage of her falling on the ground and getting back up with no man going, hola. Okay? Here's all the proof positive that this woman done lied. Let me play a little bit more. Diggity damn.
The search for Emmanuel continues. The clock on keeping the Haros behind bars is ticking.
From what's been released publicly, it doesn't look to me like the DA has enough to file by tomorrow.
Steve Meister is a criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor.
They have something and they could be right, but they probably don't have enough yet.
He says the parents are likely being looked at.
They probably don't have enough yet. They probably don't have enough. Let me just say that a little bit louder for everyone in the nosebleed seats. The DA probably doesn't have enough yet to keep these two locked up. Put that in your pipe and smoke on it. So all of this rejoicing, all of us doing cartwheels and almost lathering ourselves in baby oil, we are all about to get a very, very stark contrast, possibly tomorrow, where these two could actually walk because there's no body. Wow.
In question separately. Rebecca first called 911 on the 14th, saying she was attacked and her son taken from their car at this sporting goods store parking lot. Jake Haro is currently on probation for a child abuse case involving another child by an ex-wife. Meister says that conviction may allow law enforcement to keep him in custody longer, but he appears to be cooperating.
What we do.
He appears to be cooperating. But we don't have any insider information saying that he is cooperating. You see what I'm saying? It just appears that he is, but he may not be. But here's the thing, though. We're going to find out tomorrow, aren't we? We definitely for damn sure going to find out tomorrow whether or not he is cooperating or not. And here's the other thing, too. Like I said before, that theory that I had, where he's trying to look like he's the good guy and she's the bad one. Let's not forget that. If he is cooperating, he's looking like the good guy. You got wifey back at the other jail, basically saying, I want to be out there looking for Emmanuel, right? He said Otto. Why did it say Otto? He said hola. He said hola. And then he hit me in the face. And I came to and he was gone, right? So now she looks like she's the liar, and he's the one willing to do whatever he can. He's willing to move mountains to try to find Emmanuel. That's at least what it's looking at like right now. He's willing to cooperate. She is still staying to the story that they both agreed to stick with. At least that's my theory. Okay? Crazy, guys.
Is that Mr. Haro is in custody. And they can't force him to go out and look for a body. He's only going to get to that field one way, by volunteering to do it.
And even if
that is a massive deal. But here's the thing, though. Here's the ding-do, okay? Let's talk about that. He's willing to go out there. Okay. This is what the lawyer said. He's willing to go out there. They can't force him to go out there and look for Emmanuel's remains. He has to volunteer to go out there. So he is doing that. One, it makes him look like the good guy. He already knows that he's in trouble, and the charges that he's looking at are serious. If he looks like he's cooperating, maybe he'll get a better deal. But here's the other thing too, though. If he's willing to go in there and go, well, I mean, I've been trying to find him, but I don't know where she put him. I have no idea where she put him, but I'm trying to help. That makes him look like a good guy, and her like a delusional psychopath. Remember, she is still singing the same tune that Emmanuel was taken from her. She is still saying that. So she's looking kind of nuts. She's looking insane right now. And then singing Jake's praises, saying that he's a good man and that he would do nothing to these kids, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But now it's almost like the narrative is being painted like she's the last person to see Emmanuel alive. Look at that. Ain't that an interesting breakdown? Think about it. He's out there sweating his balls off, looking high and low for the remains of his 7-month-old baby boy, right? Whilst she is locked up and saying, he was taken from me. Yeah, my wife is loco, man. My wife is crazy. My wife is absolutely crazy, but I'm willing to try. I think she said something about being over here at one time. I'll come with you. I'll show you. I think this is where she may have put the baby. See what I'm saying? He's already starting to stack it up to make her look like the villain. Because at the end of the day, just like what we talked about with Sebastian Rogers. Yes, I'm going to say that for real quick. The last person to see, which is a fact, the last person to see Sebastian Rogers, for example, was Katie Proudfoot. The last person, at least in this storyline, with Emmanuel, the last person to see Emmanuel alive was in that parking lot, Big 5 parking lot. Who was driving that car? Who was the person changing his diaper? And who is the one who got knocked the F out? The mama. So right now we're looking at him looking like he's the hero. Trying to, here I come to save the day. You know what I mean? And then you got her locked up saying, I want to help. But she's not helping. She's not spilling no tea. She is saying the same crap over and over and over again. While husband is out there in these wilderness streets taking the cops on a wild goose chase. It's possible. It sounds like a scene from a movie. It sounds like a movie. It really does sound like a movie. But it could be it. That's freaking crazy, man. That's crazy. If it's true, that's crazy. Like I said, if it's true, that would be crazy. Ride the guy. What up, man? Thank you so much for the love. I think what he's doing is taking them down where he knows the baby isn't exactly. If they are looking there, they aren't looking anywhere else. He's stalling, hoping he'll get out so he can run. That's a possibility as well. Hey, that's not a wrong theory too. That is not far-fetched at all. And if that is the case, oh, my damn. Okay? Oh, my damn. I just don't see them running anytime soon. Does he look like he runs? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to body shame. Okay, but they don't look healthy. Okay? They're not making healthy choices. They don't look like the type that go out and you know, no. I don't see them running. I just don't. And if they do try to run, we gonna know. We gonna know though. Okay? It's gonna be obvious. Oh, there they go trying to run. Like they won't even get past their front gate. Okay? Everybody and their mama gonna know. Oh, there he go trying to run. Okay? Get ready for it. But I don't think that the judge is going to sit there and go, or the courts are going to sit there and go, well, we don't have enough, so we got to let him go. I hope that's not the case. Substantial amount of red. The stuff that they've been combing out of their trash bags, their trash cans, etc., all throughout the house. All the facts that the stitches of clothing are gone. Photos of him are gone. All these things are gone. I mean, I know that they can sit there and go, well, you know, that's not evidence, but still, those are pieces. Those are elements. Okay, it's the details. The devil is in the details. Those things, oh my God, big, but they're not going to walk. They're not going to get out. They bet not. Okay, they bet not. Okay, but we'll see. Yeah, King Cactus Foot, exactly. There ain't no way he gonna be running with that with when he's been stepping on cacti. Okay, I just don't see it. I just don't. Megan just said on Facebook, they are pointing over there, like, watch what this hand is doing. So you don't see the other hand, what the other hand did. That's possible. Okay, they're hoping that if he is found, the elements will have been destroyed, or will have destroyed any physical evidence, and an official cause of demise will be difficult to find, and they can play that back into their hand. Yeah, that's a good possibility too, Megan on Facebook. I appreciate you saying that. That is possible. Okay, that is very, very possible. But I don't know. I don't know. We gonna see what happens here for sure. I think it's all of this is diabolical. So if that is the case, man, we gonna find out tomorrow. I will be here live in the morning, watching, keeping an eye. I'm hoping that there'll be some sort of live footage or live coverage of the courthouse on everything, because they apparently are supposed to be in first thing in the morning, Pacific time. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to, I'm hoping I'll be able to do that, cover it, and we'll be able to see that as well and see what ends up happening. And yeah, I'm sure Med will be there. I'm sure On the Tira will be there. Okay, because he's been doing fantastic work. Real talk, he has. Okay, so again, Angela Wood just said on Facebook, and you know what? Wilder things have happened. But what if baby reappeared unharmed tomorrow? Then whoever had that baby needs to explain why they had the baby for this long, right? And let these two get arrested. Again, I don't think it's going to happen, but I don't think that's going to be the possible. I don't see that as a possibility, but wilder things have happened. S-Dubs, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate you being a member for the past 30 months. I appreciate it. It's a long time. They are horrible people who hurt their child. Absolutely. Miss you, Pascal. Miss you too. And chat, hit the like. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, again, it is pretty insane. This whole case has been insane. Okay. I feel like, and I'm not trying to like glorify this. It just feels like it's been torn like a page out of a script of a movie. It really does feel like that. It feels like it's a movie. But I'm hoping that this movie has the ending that we all want, which is a good ending, a happy ending, right? I mean, there's no such thing as a happy ending when you have a child losing their lives like this, etc. But at the same time, justice being handed to these two, because they did this, guys. Okay, there's no way. Okay, there's no way. There's just no way that they didn't do this. The police would not be moving this in this way, making choices like they did, for it not to be true. Okay, for them not to have enough evidence to lead to their arrests. You see what I'm saying? So again, yeah, him running barefoot. Everybody. Oh, wait. Hold up. Here you go. There you go, running. Hobbling like Kunta Kinte up in this. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting. We're going to see what happens tomorrow. We're going to be talking about it. Guarantee you we're going to be talking about it. But that's crazy that there's possibly not enough evidence to keep them locked up. Nah, I beg to differ. But it's good to know that possibility is on the table for sure. Okay. But guys, that is the show. Appreciate you guys all for being here. It really means a lot. Okay. Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow morning. It'll be up. We'll be up. We'll be talking about it. Live and learn. What up, man? Much love to Live and Learn. Always good to see you. But again, guys, I appreciate you guys being here. It really means a lot. All right. Do me a solid. Okay? Do me that solid. Hit that like button down below. Hit that reaction button before you head out. Okay? Thank you so much for being here and chopping it up with me, guys. We got a lot to talk about. Tomorrow we'll be talking about it more. A lot going on, y'all. So hit that like button down below. Crush that reaction button if you're watching on these platforms. Most importantly, if you are watching on these other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, Twitch, Kick, please do me that solid. Follow, hit that follow button, okay? Definitely follow me on this TikTok and go to my FB page, the Pascal Show Facebook page. This is for everybody. Go over there, follow over there too, because there's a lot of things that are breaking that I'm not covering in video format. That I'm just giving you guys breaking news as well. And of course, there's videos over there too. So go check it out, please and thank you. Subscribe here on my YouTube channel, please and thank you. Go to my second channel, The Pascal Show Clips, and my third channel, which is brand new, Pascal Raw. I'm sorry. Go check it out. Subscribe if you can. Okay, there'll be new content on there very soon. It's just been busy. This case has been taking up a lot of time. All right. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon, and of course, check out PascalMerch.com. All right. We got some really great stuff over there, PascalMerch.com. All right, guys. It's time to get going. I'll see you guys in the morning. All right. Much love to every single last one, y'all. Stay safe out there and hug your loved ones. They deserve it just because. Anyway, time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.